I bet you're wondering why my head is so big. Well, I'll tell you why. I have an email reminder on my calendar from callforentry.org, the site where I enter the majority of my art shows. I set up my account to send me notifications when a show I'm interested in entering is due. Today's reminder says I have 2 days left to submit my entry for the 38th annual No Big Heads exhibit. No big heads. How fitting. You shouldn't have a big head about being an artist. I have plenty of rejected entries. Anyway, I'm going to walk you through my process to enter this show. It is by no means the only way to build a resume, but it has been a good aspect of my exhibition practice. Let's look at the details. First, once you have your own account, log in. Navigate to the Apply to Calls tab. You can search by filter or enter in a specific criteria in the search field. I have a goal to exhibit in all 50 states before I die or retire, so I'm looking today for an opportunity in Alaska. And look what I have found. A national juried show or competition due 2 days from now. If I click on the More Info tab, I can see the specific details including the deadline, the entry fee, and eligibility. In this case, it has to be small self-portraiture created since 2019. I happen to have 2 small self-portraits created since then that I plan to enter. In fact, I have already begun to enter this show, so I'm going to navigate to the tab titled My Cafe Entries. Scroll down to the 38th Annual No Big Heads exhibition, and I'm going to click on the Complete button. This isn't one requiring a statement, bio, CV, or anything complex, just the image samples, which, if you'll note, as I scroll through my portfolio, I am missing self-portraits. So I'm going to show you today how I photograph and prepare my images. Here's the copy stand set up with my small print on a big sheet of mat board. I've got 2 lights set here. Both of them have filters, what they call polarizing filters on them. Not completely necessary, but it gets rid of any sort of glare. And they're set at basically the same height, 45-degree angles apart from each other. And I'm simply going to take my iPhone camera and take a picture over the top of this. Trying to line up things, but I can fix a lot of this in the post-production. That yellow cross is kind of nice to have that set just right. I've got my crosshairs set on the camera as well. Take a picture. Take a look at it. So far so good. I'll fix the rest of that in Photoshop. Here's my portrait, self-portrait in Photoshop. We're gonna look first to see just how big it is. Image size 42 by 56 by 72, and it's 3000 pixels by 4000 pixels, 34 megabytes. It's pretty big. Call for Entry really wants your images to be under 5 megabytes each, so this is fairly large. I'm going to do a few things to fix that, make sure things are straight. So the first thing that I'm going to do to make sure that this is straight, I'm going to look at the ruler tool here under the eyedropper menu. I'm going to stretch a line out across that top edge of the image. And then I'm going to go to Image Rotation, Arbitrary. Shows me it's just a little bit off, 0.45 degrees clockwise. Okay. And then I'm going to pull a ruler out, a ruler guide from the ruler to the side. That looks pretty good. To the top, that should be just right on since we just fixed that. Curious to see what it looks like on the bottom. I'm thinking it's a little bit off. It is. And then to the right, it also looks a little bit off. It's a bit skewed. So to edit, transform, and we're going to try distort. I'm going to zoom out, Command minus, so I can see this little handle here, and just pull a little bit, and that pops that right side in place. And I'm going to do the same thing now for the bottom. I'm going to pull on this handle just a little bit, and that pops that bottom into place. And I'll say commit to the transformation. I'm also simply going to crop this down just a little bit, just a kind of narrow margin, just like that. Commit to the crop, and then File, Save As, Self-Portrait 2021. I'm going to put it into my Documents folder, and within my Documents folder, I'm going to make a new folder called Art Create. Then I'm going to save this as a Photoshop document. That saves it full size, what it needs to be. But I'm also going to save this as a JPEG. So File, Save As, save a copy as a JPEG in the same folder, save. And here the JPEG options give me a preview of the size of the file. 5.2, let's just dial it down a tiny bit to quality of 11. It gives me plenty of space to be able to upload it to Cafe. say okay, and it's ready to go. I'm back in the cafe website and I'm going to upload my self-portrait into my portfolio. Go to my portfolio tab, add media, select file type. This is going to be an image. Other options are audio and video. Choose file. They have to be JPEG under 5 megabyte. Navigate to where those files are kept. I have 2 that I'm going to upload. It looks like I have to do 1 at a time. The artwork title is self-portrait medium. This is a Lino cut. The height is 7.5 inches and the width is 5.5 inches. The depth is 0. The artwork is for sale. You can decide what that costs. I'm just going to put it at $150. The year completed is 2021. Primary discipline, printmaking. Art in public places, no. Description, self-portrait of the artist as an artist. Because, you know, I'm wearing my apron. Add to my portfolio. It looks pretty good here. This is the way it would look on their screen. All I have to do now is add the 2 self-portraits from my portfolio. I think I'm going to do this one first and this one second. Save application. I'm ready to check out. $20. Proceed to checkout is going to charge me $5 because I entered 2. And I've already got my credit card information here, and so I'm simply going to check out with that information. You could choose another way to pay, like PayPal or something like that. And it's that easy. Here's my submission confirmation. They'll also send me an email confirming that I've entered it, and I should know in a couple days or a couple weeks maybe that I have got that all done. You can print the receipt if you want. I hope this has been a helpful tutorial on how to enter a juried art show through the call for entry site. I'll leave the comment section open and we'll respond to your feedback. Thank you for watching. I really don't care if you like or subscribe.